if there's a Venn diagram of Christians that suffer with depression and or anxiety and Christians that walk a journey like you have, and to some extent like I have, I bet there's a lot of overlap. Mm-hmm. Is that your instinct as well? Like, what role has depression and anxiety played in?
Yeah, I think certain dispositions absolutely are more inclined to struggle with some of this kind of thing. I am a bit of a conundrum in that I'm deeply pragmatic about certain things, but also I am an artist and a dreamer. I love poetry and writing and music, photography. But I'm also really deeply pragmatic and into philosophy and kind of just the big intellectual questions of life. And so
you're an unemotional artist.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to be.
It is weird.
Yeah.
So there's like these two people in my head always vying for supremacy. And so with people like that, I think we feel things really deeply. We feel the highs really deeply. We feel the lows really deeply. We feel the questions really deeply. We feel the answers really deeply. And so in those moments of crisis of your intellect, of existential crisis, of what do I believe anymore? What if this is true? You feel it so deeply. And I think those personality types in general, that can just lead to some really dark places. Because you feel like finding these answers is everything, and I can't know it till I die. And how do I live in the meantime? And it just, at least for me, really was debilitating, affecting my day-to-day living as a mom, as a wife. And so I have had to find ways to manage that, the mental health pieces of it. And that's through therapy, through medicine during different periods of my life.
Just awareness, right?
Awareness, but also just, you have to find people to talk to. You have to find community is what it comes down to. It cannot just be your spouse or your mom or your friend who's hearing all this. You have to live the questions in community with other people who are going to support you and love you, and hopefully who have asked some of these questions and aren't afraid to voice that. That's the only way you're going to make it through without walking away or just living a really miserable existence, you know?
I realize now that in my own dark night of the soul, there was depression for me played a bigger role than I thought it did at the time. And there were times when I said I wanted answers, but because of depression working on me, I didn't really want the answers. Like I liked unanswered questions because it reinforced my depression. And when you're in the grips of that, you don't even know like to what extent you're being controlled by that. And it took me sort of addressing that aggressively. It's a big part of my reconversion to Christianity, actually, was addressing depression.